Welcome to the South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report. I'm Heath, and it's time to get into the bite. All right, folks, welcome to the show, the one-stop shop for everything local fishing. We are going to go over what's biting, who's catching it, where it's being caught. We're also going to cover your future marine forecast, the moon phase, and the tide charts. And we'll also go over several important news facts that happen on the weekly basis. Before we get into this, though, if you want to learn more about fishing, grow as an angler, or just see some great and exciting offshore fishing adventures, you can start by hitting the subscribe button and joining the South Florida Saltwater Fishing family. All right, let's get into this. We got some news and we got some interesting stuff going on this week. All right, so here we go. Let's start. First thing first, FWC, we got a couple of closures. We got a couple of openings. So we'll go over to closures first. First things first, we got snook closing on the west coast of Florida. May 1st, tomorrow, recreational harvest of snook will close for Florida's west coast. So when they say the west coast, this actually includes Monroe County. If you scroll down, they show you all the areas that are closed. And the one that's interesting to me is always this one down here. So if you're fishing in the Keys, no more harvesting snook until, I believe, September 1st it opens back up. Yeah, September 1st to November 30th. So you'll get a couple of months then if you are into harvesting snook. Remember, they are a slot fish, 28 to 33 inches, one per person per day. All right, so that is snook closure. Now we will move to our next closure, which is going to be stone crab. Stone crab season is closing Thursday, not tomorrow, but Thursday. Tomorrow's Wednesday, Thursday it closes. Let me just share this with you real quick right here. For all you stone crab folks out there, you are allowed to have recreational stone crab traps in the water, 5 per person, as long as you've got a fishing license and you tag your traps. You have to buy it from the FWC. It'll say you're going to buy it. It's not buying it. You're just buying a number. You have to have that number on the traps, your address, your full name, just basically information so they can get a hold of you if your trap gets cut and gets found, or if it's in the wrong place, something. Anyway, stone crab is closing May 2nd. So start getting your traps out of the water, get them cleaned up, and wait till next year. All right, now the one thing that everybody's been waiting for quite a while are the openings. And these are some good ones. So here we go. Let's start. This is going to be starting tomorrow, May 1st. We have some Atlantic openings of the amberjack is opening back up. Red porgy, hogfish, tilefish opens back up. Blue line tilefish opens up, folks. And several grouper, all the groupers that most people want to get. I believe it's black, I think gag, red grouper, the snowy groupers. Let me see if they give anything specific. Greater amberjack, blue line tilefish. All right, here we go. Gag, black, red, yellowmouth, yellowfin, scamp, red hind, rock hind, coney, Graysby. No snowy grouper in there. Okay, so there you go. Those are your groupers. Anyway, tomorrow's the day to get out there and get them if you can get out. Everybody's going to be pounding them, especially, that tilefish is closing July 19th. So your window of opportunity just opened up. Go out there and get you some. Anyway, so there is our news. All right, folks, here we go. So now I'm going to show the one thing that everybody has seen, and we're going to start talking about it. These knuckleheads from BOCA Bash. These guys, everybody, I don't know if you've seen this video yet, but give it a second. There we go. Watch what they throw in the water. There we go. Yeah, gotta love that. Okay, this video has been viewed millions of times. These knuckleheads are on mommy and daddy's boat heading out from BOCA Bash. And I mean, really, this is insane. To dump 2 full trash receptacles straight in the ocean. They got the guy here from Wavy Boats. He's zoomed in. He's following with the drone. Watch this turkey right here doing the monkey shines. I mean, really? Oh boy, and there's the full trash can. That's like a 30, 40 gallon trash can full of, plastic cups and everything. Like I said, these kids came straight out of Boca Bash this past Sunday. And there you go. Here we go again, just to re-examine it. So, man, complete disrespect. I'm not sure. I've read reports that the boat has been identified. The boat's name is Halcyon. Doesn't have any number, but there we go. Look at all the trash straight in the water from the drone. The drone caught it. It's irrefutable evidence that these, folks can care less. And look at them. They're loving it. They think that they're celebrities all of a sudden. Okay. What a bunch of turkeys. Man, I mean, hold on. Just bear with me because this only gets better. I've read that, these guys, it's been identified. They've been dealt with. I'm not sure. Regardless. Okay. Everybody periodically may drop a little tag end of a line in the water or something. Most fishermen are very conservation minded when it comes to this. This is absolute lunacy to me. And the fact that they literally see the drone following them and they're, I'm not sure if they're mocking it or if they know these folks hang out at inlets and film what's going on. I'm not sure, but man, it's insane. Anyway, all right, let's get to the fishing report. Enough of dummies in the world. That is your report on complete morons. The accountability. Like I said, this is more than likely little kiddies on mommy and daddy's $1 million boat going out there, and everybody else is going to have to pay for it. This will give Boca Bash a bad name, a bad rap. And let me tell you, the accountability, because I know if my kids do something screwed up and the authorities, deem that it's something wrong, they definitely, say something to me about it. So I'm waiting to see what happens here. Mommy and daddy, be proud of your kids. Anyway, let's move on to more important things like fishing. Let's get into our fishing report. Let me say, what's on the menu? How's the bite? The bite is the bite. We're going to get into that right now. I'm sorry, I just had to do a little bit of venting about these knuckleheads and what I saw. That was a great actual conversation piece. All right. Let me get right to my notes. So we'll talk about Inshore first. Inshore, the pompano and the bluefish are biting. Let's go down here. Give me a second. I'll pull up our little Monday Fun Fest question. Here we go. All right. Let's see. Here we go. Pompano and bluefish. This is a submission from Pedro and Anna. There we go. Nothing super spectacular from his own words, but hey, he went out and he got a little beach run done in, had some fun. Pompano, he says he's not a fan of the bluefish, but he's going to give it to someone who will enjoy it. Says the pompano are still biting all the way from Palm Beach to Hutchinson Island. Predicts this season of pompano fishing will end in a couple of weeks. Yeah. I mean, they're fish. They're a migratory fish, so they are definitely just passing through. So if you're into pompano fishing, definitely get out and go get them. All right. What else? On the inshore biting, not many pictures sent in, but I can tell you that your inshore biting. The redfish are still biting. The Spanish mackerel, they're still migrating through in the shallows. So if you're fishing for mangrove snapper, the Spanish mackerel might show up with them, or if you're doing shallow water trolling. And pompano, also the bonefish. The bonefish are still around. That they're down south. They're down in the further south in the Keys. So if you're into bone fishing, go on ahead and do that. And we still got a snook and a tarpon bite going on. So that's our inshore. Like I said, not many pictures, but we will keep moving forward. Now let's head on to our reef. All right, couple more pictures going on here. We've got a hot yellowtail bite and a mutton snapper bite going on still. Let me show you here. Here we go. This is from Captain Alex down in Marathon. Muttons and yellowtails all day. Look at that. That's great. All right. So if you are heading down south, Marathon is about 50 miles south of Key Largo. You're heading down there and you're looking for a charter and you can't find someone that's reliable, or you just don't know where to start. Hit me up, email me, anything, write me a question. I can put you in touch with Captain Alex and he can get you on the bite. Definitely some hot reef fishing right there going on. All right. Also, so that's our yellowtails and muttons. The mutton snapper bite is still definitely hot. Good to go. Also, here we go. In a little bit shallower, we got lane snappers and mangroves and a couple of fillets over here. Always good. This is by Jason. Jason sent this in. Yeah, so hey, always, if you're fishing on the reef and you're not getting that yellowtail bite, you can always head in, I say, a little bit shallower, 30 to 50 feet. These are your catches. The mangroves hang out a little bit shallower along with the lanes. Lane snapper got to be 8 inches. Mangroves got to be 10. So they're a little bit easier to pick off and go with it from there. But yeah, if you're looking for the yellowtails and the muttons, I start out at 60 feet and go deeper. All right. There we go with that. What else is there? Also, the amberjacks are still biting, and our barracudas are starting to turn on the heat with everybody too. So, just be cautious if you are out there fishing that reef. You might lose some to the toothy critters. All right. So that's our reef bite, right? Yellowtails, muttons, mangroves, lanes, amberjack, barracuda. I haven't really seen much in the way of zero mackerels or rainbow runners or all that stuff, but I'm sure the periodic incidental bycatch of those fish is happening. All right, let's move on to our deep dropping. No pictures, but we know that deep dropping, we've still got rosies and vermilion snapper. Again, rosies out off the Tri-County area, head out to 800 feet. They're most abundant, from my experience, rosies, black belly rosefish. They are most abundant out between Pompano and, I would say, South Delray, 800 feet. Go out there, get off the mud, get in the rubble. Rosies mostly congregate in the rubble. They will hang out in the mud. Tilefish do eat them, but if you're really looking for them, you're going to want to look for like little itty bitty drops and stuff in the 800 area. Fish around there, rosies all day. Vermilion snapper, go find structure or ledges in 200 to 300 feet, and they should be there. You got to find them. They'll look like a bunch of little schools of dots of fish on your fish finders. Drop down. Once you get the bite, you reel them up. You might get one at a time, but still follow them. They'll more than likely be going with your current. So if your current's going north, you go north and you try and stay on that bite. All right, that's deep dropping. And like I said, deep dropping tomorrow. And the tilefish are going to be starting to end up on people's boats and in their buckets. All right, so let's look at some trolling now. Of course, we have blackfin tuna. The blackfin tuna and the mahi. So let's see here what we got going on. This is from Martin. Bear with me real quick. Martin sent in a picture of a solid blackfin. The big blackfins have been showing up great now for a couple of months. These aren't little footballs. These are good sized, that's a meal and a half right there. So blackfin tuna. Again, also we've got the skipjack bite is still around. They're the little guys, but hey, remember you've got to have a HMS license if you want to keep skipjack and yellowfin. That's a highly migratory species. It costs $25 and you buy it from NOAA. So yes, here we go. Blackfin, awesome catch from Martin. Now we will go and examine what else. So again, on the reef, the kingfish and the false albacore are starting to show up if you're trolling that deep ledge of that reef. And we've got mixed bag stuff going on here. Bear with me and we'll pull it up. I want to show you a couple not drift boats, but couple of mixed bags from the charter boats. All right, bear with me. Here we go. This is Lisa B. Let's see here. We got a mixed bag of wahoo, kingfish, and mahi. Great, nice catches right there. make a happy customer. A couple little blackfin tuna right there, but you know, doubling up on a wahoo in a single day. That's a nice little buffet of fish going on. So to say that the pelagics aren't swimming around is incorrect. And remember, charter boats don't go out, you know, halfway to the Bahamas hunting down these dolphins. So that's a close-in dolphin. The dolphin are starting to be scattered. When I say dolphin, I mean mahi. So you're going to find them in a little bit shallower. You're going to find them out in 400 or 500 feet. Down in the Keys, someone had said they found them out in 900. That was last week. So, okay, let's look what else we got. This is the Bolo. Again, another nice mixed bag. Look at that. We got king mackerel, dolphin, skipjack tuna, blackfin tuna, barracuda, and a bunch of little false albacore. So there we go. That's your reef trolling, right? It's happening right now. Can't complain about that. Also, for our trolling, we're starting to head into summer, right? So what's that mean? That means our dolphin, our mahi, are going to go from solid 20s and 30s down to 18s and 16s. So, you know, just be wary when you get them, how you hook them, how long you got them out of the water. They grow real quick. But the point is that finding those keepers, it's going to start taking a little bit more work than every dolphin that you hook up with being able to, you know, flip them over the rail and straight into pail. Now also on the reef, the false albacore, it's time to make those bonita strips, the kingfish. Hey man, fire up the smoker, make you some dip. Even though I like kingfish every way, but everybody thinks it's a dip fish. Let's see. The wahoo. The wahoo are still biting. That bite's going to start petering off here, and then it'll start to, you know, ramp back up in June. Like we had a great wahoo bite last June, so be looking for that. And sailfish are, you know, they're here and there. They're spotty. Also, concerning the one last thing for the deep drop, the swordfish bite is it's hit or miss right now, but they're out there. You know, you put in the work, and it's possible to get into the bite with them. So that's our fishing report, folks. You know, a little bit of the same, but we're heading into summer. The water's going to start warming up, and it's going to start being time to deal with the seaweed blooms and putting in a little bit more work to go and find those pelagics that are not necessarily on the edge of the reef. Yet the edge of the reef fish, you know, the barracuda, the king max, the false albacore, the tuna is going to start petering out. You'll see that real soon. So, you know, it's some good fishing. All right. Maybe throwing that anchor, do some chum and get some yellowtails. All right. Let's get into our future marine cast. Before I do this, the meteorologists are saying, hey, it's going to be wet. In case you haven't noticed, the last couple of days we've had some storms in the morning, and that's kind of typical of what we're going to see over the next few days. Storms in the morning, it'll clear up during the afternoon, during the midday, and then in the afternoon, it's going to start, you know, pouring on again. We're going to start coming into these this summertime pattern where you get rain every day. So be on the lookout for that, and just be wary. Watch your wind, especially if you're way offshore. You're fishing, storms are going to start blowing up in between you and the land. So keep that in mind. All right, let's get to our forecast and look at Windy. Here we go. All right, here we are today. Right now, we've got a southeast wind, mid-teens. It's been a windy day. We had rain in the morning. We've got clouds outside right now, and we'll look at our rain throughout the week because that's obviously going to be the thing. According to the weather reports, the rain should kind of subside going into the weekend. So we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. I believe the weekend is actually going to be pretty farewell for getting out there and getting offshore and getting it done, especially on come Sunday, I believe. All right. So regardless, let's look at our wind. Here we are now. Let's check out tomorrow. Hey, not bad. We got below 10 miles an hour off the entire East Coast, all the way up to Cocoa Beach, Tri-County area. Not bad. This is noon. In our West Coast, we've got a leeward side of the island, so it's going to be flat calm out there. Down in the Keys, it's a little bit amped up as it blows over the islands. Nothing too bad. In the afternoon, Yeah, it picks up a little bit, but that's usually your onshore breeze happening. That's typical. Okay, Thursday morning. We're a little bit elevated, looks like, and again, we're going to be seeing these storms come in because of all this breeziness that's happening, but the storms are going to come from up here. As we head further up north, Vero Beach, Palm Bay, it looks like the wind subsides a little bit and gives everybody a break. Down here in Naples, in the Big Bend, over in Everglades National Park, it's probably going to be fair to say you can get out there and do that red fishing, that inshore stuff, have a little bit of fun there. That is tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, our winds start picking up. We've got a couple dead spots on the west coast, but all up and down the east coast, Palm Beach, Tri-County area, down into Miami, Biscayne Bay, down in the Florida Keys. It's kicking up in the teens somewhere between, I would say, 14 to 18 miles an hour. We'll check that out here momentarily. Let's look at Friday morning. Again, we got a pulling wind. It's starting to rip out there. So we'll see what's going to happen with our waves and our forecast when it comes to this. These winds this Friday is looking a little bit straight from the east. Our wind direction is straight from the east. So we'll see what that's going to do with our waves. That's probably going to make it quite choppy. And might not be real fun Friday. That's Friday morning. Friday afternoon, out here we got some weird stuff happening off the west coast. The east coast it's still ripping, especially down in the Keys. Over here in the west coast, it's just there's this weird area of convection going on, and we've got winds turning from the east and starting to pull northerly as they round the point down here by Everglades National Park in the 10,000 islands. All right, let's continue on. Saturday, we're starting to have a lessening of our winds inland, like inshore, right? So if you zoom in, this is about the 3-mile mark, which isn't too bad. So getting off there, our winds are really offshore. It's same on the west coast and down here in Everglades National Park. Biscayne Bay looks like, you can get out there and fish in there. Down in the Keys, hey, it's going to be sporty out there. I'm sure everywhere out there, it'll be a little sporty on Saturday. Let's look at Saturday afternoon. Same thing. We've got that weird convection thing happening again, but I'm sure that's going to have to do with storms or something as time goes on. Anna asks, what are the best winds for mahi? So the best winds for mahi are kind of what you're looking at. What happens, you want the best winds for mahi are from the southeast. So these winds right here that we're looking at, Anna, are east winds. So the best winds are from the southeast, where it drives the food source from the Sargasso Sea down south here, down in the Caribbean. It drives all the food source up our coast, okay? When we've got easterly winds, it's driving the food source from over here to our coast. It's not a turnoff for the fish, but the best winds, which we will start to see, when the prevailing winds from the southeast are going to start turning on as summer arrives. So hopefully that answered your question. But you really, honestly, over the last month or so, the mahi bite has been high, even when we've had a westerly wind. They've been in close, and that's because of El Nino. El Nino has made the waters warm all the way up into the Carolinas. So our food source, our natural food source, is where the cold water is. All the phytoplankton and the microorganisms and the bait fish stay with the cold water. They like that stuff. That's where the bait fish feed on all the microorganisms, and sometimes the pelagics follow them. Now, when the pelagics are naturally migrating and there's no overabundance of a natural food source, what do? They eat fishermen's lines. So that's why our bite has been, solid, regardless of the effects of the El Nino. And again, we're going to be on the lookout for El Nino to turn into La Nina this year. Sometimes it goes back to its normal trade winds pattern over in the Pacific Ocean. This year, they're predicting it will turn straight into La Nina, and La Nina Unfortunately for everyone around here, means Atlantic hurricanes. So if you'll see, watch your hurricane predictions. They're going to start saying, oh, it's going to be an active year. And that's because La Nina is going to happen. All right. So Sunday winds. Let's get better. This is about 6 a.m. Teens again, still. We're starting to pull here from the east. Again, here we go up a little bit north from the southeast. So these were those southeasterly winds. Now, again, the further up north you go, you've got to get out further to get into that mahi bite. If we were talking, what should my game plan be to fish out of BOCA tomorrow? Ooh. Bottom fishing or trolling? I'm a trolling guy, honestly. I'd set out a planer. I'd set if you got, depending upon what boat you got, I'd at least get one planer in the water, 4-6. I'd be going with a pink and white sea witch with some sort of mylar flash witch behind it and bonita strip, and get you some top water lures going on. I'd troll in and out of, between 120 all the way out to, over the third reef, head out to about 350. Then swoop back in, give that a couple of passes. I'd head north from the inlet up to about, South Del Rey. If you're not getting it, feeling it, maybe head out to the 500-foot continental shelf, see if there's anything out there, maybe some mahi. That's personally what I would do. But if you're more into bottom fishing, hey, it's hard to say. I'm a trolling guy. I'm always going to give trolling a shot first, and if it hasn't taken up my whole day, then okay, then I go do some bottom fishing. But unless I'm trying to film something, or I'm heading offshore taking someone out and doing what it is that they want, hey, we can go do it. But that's just my personal opinion. I'd try and get out. Again, those kingfish are there. If you love kingfish, the mahi, periodically you're going to run into them. If you see any forms of life, any boards, seaweed, whatever, go by it, run over it, see if it's got anything. All right, back to our wind. Sidetracking me. You're welcome. All right, Sunday afternoon, our winds are still in the low teens off on the west coast. Where they're going to be able to get out there and do that shallow water fishing. Down in the park area and the Keys, it's looking like a fairly windy week. So that's what we got when it goes to there. Let's look at our waves real quick. Go back to today. We'll look at tomorrow. Tomorrow, our waves. So, are you asking about tomorrow? For our waves, we're looking at 2 to 3. Palm Beach area. So, it'll be bumpy. Be careful getting out of that inlet. Over here on the west coast, nice day. Get out there and get them redfish, the shallow water snooks, everything. Again, the snook season, the harvest is closing. So, watch what you're fishing for out there. But, hey, it's looking nice out on the west coast. Down in the Keys over to Patch Reefs, that looks like it's a, 2-foot. Biscayne Bay, not so bad. Tomorrow afternoon, same thing. We've got looks like our waves are coming from the northeast, so we'll check out and see if that's going to be a swell when we look at what NOAA's saying. But it's more than likely we've got those winds coming straight from the east, so I highly doubt that it'll be a swell. Our period is probably going to shorten up and make for some choppy times out there. Thursday looks a little bit less. So Thursday is definitely a 2 to 3 day out, to the 4 or 5 mile mark. If you're heading way out there, it's it'll be a little bumpy, but nothing, no 4-footers, not 3 to 5, definitely not doable for Thursday. Over on the west coast, same goodness. Same thing down all along the Keys, 2 to 3. That's what we're looking at for Thursday. Friday morning, again, it looks like it picks up a little bit. About 2 to 4, a little bumpy over here. Over on our west coast and inshore, that inshore fishing, West Coast, let's look at what we're at. Even way out here, oil rig territory, it's looking nice and calm. But again, remember, you got to get out here. So you've got this area of calmness off the West Coast that just because it's protected because of the shallow water. When you get into water that you can fish in, you see what happens. It's the same stuff over here. All right, so inland, we're looking at Friday's looking a little bumpy. Let's look at Friday afternoon. Yeah, same stuff, about 2 to 4. Maybe not the best. It's going to be a little sporty out there on Friday. Saturday, same thing. Biscayne Bay, Everglades National Park, all that goodness is nice and calm. Up and down the coast, that's variable. We've got our waves are coming straight from the east. So again, this is going to be choppy seas. This isn't going to be a swell. For Anna, these are conditions where the mahi will be out. So, this is what's going to start driving all that food source towards our shores from the Caribbean. If you're a diehard fisherman, this is nothing that you are not used to. All right, Saturday afternoon, same story. Sunday looks like we are lessening up until we get up north. So Tri-County area, yeah, 2 to 3. A couple of little weak spots everywhere, but same old. 2 to 3. That's what we're calling this whole weekend. So not bad. West Coast, if you live over there, it's looking light. Let's see, we got another question. How would it be safe to say that slow pitch jigging would be just as successful in the Pacific off the coast of? It definitely is. Oh yeah, they catch. So interestingly enough, there is what they call a yellowtail out off our out here. you got to head way offshore to get deep out there, but yes, slow pitch jigging works off the West Coast. They get again yellowtail. It's a totally different fishery, but I mean, there's a fish that looks like a giant rainbow runner. They call it a yellowtail. They catch those on jigs. They catch all sorts of other stuff. I'm not even sure of the species, but I see it all the time. The guys from Jig Pro Fishing, they head out there. They've got an abundance of knowledge when it comes to that. Does it work better as opposed to the coast of Miami, the Atlantic side? This potato, man. I mean, if you probably got the guys out there that say, hey, the fishing off, even though we have, down here in Isla Morada, sport fishing capital of the world, you go and you look at places like Costa Rica and stuff, these guys are getting all sorts of crazy fish all day long. So slow pitch jigging, you got to remember, it's all relative. Slow pitch jigging was literally developed in Japan from what was his name? Ciro Natal, I believe that's his name. I probably just butchered his name. Anyway, it was developed in Japan because of overfishing. So, and now it's just burst onto the scene within the last several years and become widely popular. You've got companies that actually thrive off of it. But to say, could I honestly give you a correct opinion? Hey, is it better over here off our coast? Or I would say it's going to work wherever you take it, and you're going to get out of it what you put into it. Slow pitch jigging takes dedication, takes the gear. You want to get some good gear to do it. You can slow pitch jig with anything, spinners or lighter conventional reels and stuff like that. But if you've got the rods that are actually made for it, they give you the load, they give you the pitching factor of your jigs, and they help your jigs swim the way they're meant to be. So that's my opinion when it comes to it, which is, I'm sorry, it's not much of it's more of a non-opinion, kind of copping out here on the answer. But I mean, I think off our coast here and over here in the middle grounds and stuff, slow pitch jigging is spot on for that stuff. You got to find your stuff. You got to find your spots. And if you don't even have spots, you can literally just kind of drift, and you will just keep at it, and you'll eventually get into the fight. All right, back to our waves. So yes, waves. Monday. Sorry, I didn't even do the wind for Monday. I'm so sidetracked. Monday, the waves are letting up a little bit. Again, still 2 to 3. In the afternoon, we're letting up a little bit more. Next Tuesday, same old, same old. So we're looking at 2 foot, 3 foot seas. Nothing devastatingly show-stopping happening. Will it be bumpy? Will it be a little sporty? Yes. Let's look at our rain. All right. So again, here we are today in the afternoon. Like I said, rain. We're having rain show up in the morning. We're having rain show up at night. Yeah. Tomorrow morning. Again. These are, so I'll just kind of scroll through this. This is as we head overnight. Tomorrow morning, rain dissipates, heads offshore, and then in the afternoon, it's going to form again, right? And then let's see what happens Thursday morning again. And so what they're predicting is as we head into the weekend, these patterns will kind of lessen up, and we'll have clearer skies, maybe just some clouds. Again, Thursday afternoon, rains fire up again over the inland. And then they peter out overnight. Friday, some storms in the morning offshore. Nothing really too devastatingly bad. And they'll pick up a little bit. Here's Saturday morning. So spotty. There we go. Starting to pick up again in the afternoon. Come and blow over the land. So there will be some precipitation. Some of the wet stuff's going to happen on Saturday. So just that's about midday into the afternoon, right? So here we are in the morning. So, bring your rain gear if you're heading out Saturday. Sunday, looking a little bit drier. Some scattered storms heading off. Nothing too devastating. Sunday's looking better than Saturday. Got some stuff way up north. Monday, in the Straits of Florida down here, we've got some storms going on, and they'll start forming again. Here we go, back to that pattern in the afternoon. Tuesday, looking a little bit drier. All right, so there's our rain forecast. Again, we're looking for that on afternoon storm summer pattern stuff going on. Okay, now let's look at our wind. Let's kick this bad boy into overdrive here. Let's look at our wind. Of course, this is going to pretty much jive with what we just saw, but it is more of a numerical tactical outlook of what we've got going on. Okay, so right now we said our winds are from the southeast. Tomorrow, southeast. Again, right now, low teens. Tomorrow, low teens dipping below double digits briefly midday. Our waves are heading from the east, a little bit to the southeast, but basically mostly east. They will start shifting from the northeast a little bit in the afternoon. That is for you going out tomorrow. We'll take a look at that tide too, see what's going to do for you. All right. Thursday, southeast, east into Friday. Low double digits tomorrow, Thursday morning, heading into the teens. Overnight starts out, a little bit soft again in the morning, and then picks up in the afternoon. This is what's going to happen with those showers too. So the storms start blowing up, the winds pick up, right? Right. And then our waves are coming from the northeast Thursday morning, and easterly, east, northeast, something like that on Friday. Friday looks like an all right day. We've got a 6-second period. Period is looking on Thursday. It's looking like 10 seconds. That's interesting. 6 seconds, 6 seconds. So yeah, let's see. Wednesday heading into Thursday, we've got this northeast swell. So just keep that in mind. That'll be a day to actually get out and kind of not have it be choppy. As our period closes down 6 seconds right here to 4 seconds, that's waves coming from the east. It's going to be bumpy out there, right? All right. Same Saturday and Sunday. Starts have a little bit of a lull here in the morning, but basically the trend is low teens all Saturday. Sunday again, low double digits, nothing too bad. Winds from the east, waves from the east, 4 and 5 second periods. So it's going to be choppy out there. Remember, you need, when that period gets up 7, 8, 9 seconds, then that's more swell. 5 seconds, the waves are starting to cram together. The worst one that you can get is a 3 second period. That's up and down, up and down, up and down constantly. Monday, teens. Tuesday, low double digits, not bad again, but still we've got easterly winds, easterly waves, and 5 to 6 second period starts giving up a little bit on Tuesday, spreading out the time in between the troughs of the waves. So that is our wind factor going on right there. It pretty much jives with what we just saw. Now let's take a look at our buddies from NOAA. Everybody loves a little bit of NOAA information. Again, NOAA is just general for big, large areas, but they do tend to tell us a good insight behind the period behind the waves. So we will ignore tonight because tonight's tonight. I mean, if you're interested in tonight, seas 2 to 3 feet, 5 second period, 10 to 15. All right. Wednesday, 5 to 10 knots for Tyrone heading out. 5 to 10 knots, seas 2 to 3, southeast, period 4 seconds, increasing to 11 seconds. So what that means is as the day goes on, it's going to turn from chop into nice smooth swells and lay down as the day goes on. So just think of that. Chance of showers in the morning, chance of showers in the afternoon. So, beware. They're saying there might be some thunderstorms out there too. Thursday, east, 10 to 15, seas 2 to 3, period, 3 seconds. So there's a difference between this and windy. NOAA's saying 3 seconds, regardless of what it is, 5 seconds, 3 seconds. Actually, windy said we had 10 to 11 seconds. So there's a big discrepancy here. I would say check out your inlet cams if you're heading out Thursday. I tend to believe windy more than I believe NOAA. NOAA sometimes will tell you it's going to be 3 to 5 and it's dead flat. So just check that out Thursday. Thursday at night through Friday night, east winds 10 to 15, gusts around 20, seas 2 to 3. Very interesting. Again, Thursday they're saying slight chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon. So again, that summerly pattern starting to roll in. Saturday, east winds 10 to 15, 2 to 3, moderate chop. Like I said, so it's going to be bumpy out there, choppy, right? Slight chance of showers in the morning, showers in the afternoon. We did look at our rain prediction from Windy, and we said, hey, bring the rain gear on Saturday. They got thunderstorms, chance of it. So, you're out there on little boats, big boats, whatever. Outriggers are lightning rods. So just be cautious of that too. Sunday, east, southeast. There we go for Anna and our wind, right? But remember, this is a general area. So it's talking about a widespread area. It's not like we can zoom in and look at a specific area like we can with our graphic from wind. East, southeast, 10 to 15, seas 2 feet. So moderate chop. Again, choppy, but they're saying that the water is going to smooth out a little bit. Regardless, it's not bad. It's doable. Definitely doable. Get out there. Again, the best fishing happens when there's some bump in the seas. Dead flat seas, no wind, sun shining, super hot. Man, that is some rough fishing conditions. Slightly overcast, cloudy, maybe some storms around, wind, some seas. Those are ideal fishing conditions. Fishing is, not for the faint-hearted. All right. Now, let's move on to our moon phase, shall we? Let's see what's happening, and we will let everybody move on with life. Moon, moon, moon. Here we go, buddy. All right, so we are at a waning moon. Again, as usual, waning means we are heading away from the full moon. Waxing means we are heading towards the full moon. So waning, we are heading towards a non-existent moon. All right, so right now today, April 30th, by the way, it is my daughter's 20th birthday. Chloe, happy birthday. Her nickname is Seasick, simply because every time I take her out of the boat, she gets seasick at the dock and goes to sleep on the boat. Anyway, regardless, enough of that. Happy birthday, Chloe. Regardless, yes, she's in some of the older videos. All right, back to our moon phase. 61% waning gibbous. This is today, Tuesday. Wednesday, we are at half moon. Thursday, every time. Thursday, May 2nd, 39% moon. So we're starting to head toward the crescent. Friday, we got a good crescent, 28%. Saturday, 18%. Sunday, 10%. Monday, 4%. And Tuesday. So here's the good thing, right? Lots of pelagics tend to, I always say the mahi bite, the tuna bite is better when the moon is going away. They're not feeding all night. Also, bait fishing, right? The goggle eyes, the thread fins, all those nighttime bait fish that feed at night when there's no moon. That's your best bait fishing. So if you're into catching gogs, these over the weekend into early next week is the time to get out there and go do it. Right now, it's a little bright, but hey, this is some good fishing moon. It's a good snapper moon. I always say, I'm not really a full moon fisherman type person. As the full moon's approaching and as it's going away, I always tend to see a lot more murmur and chatter hitting from the wahoo bite. Yes, wahoo for some reason are sensitive to moon phases. Everything else sort of feeds on the brightness and the lightness of it. And, it also it messes with our tides, king tides, low tides like that. When the moon's further away, when it's closer to the earth, we get higher tides. When it's further away, we get the lower tides. So that's our moon phase. All right. Now, more importantly, let's head on to our tides. So the moon is, it's going to play a factor, but not a huge factor this weekend. Now we need our tides. Tides always play a factor if you are fishing the water flow. All right, now here we are. We are at ebb flow. So remember, our tides are every 6 hours. They change from pulling in, rising to falling. So right now, as day breaks, we are at an ebb tide. Remember, our tidal chart always shifts to the right here. So as we head further into the week, our tide will be falling, which is good. We're fishing out of those inlets in the afternoon. It looks like it starts falling too. So you're going to be good to go in the afternoon fishing and in the morning fishing those inlets, that water flow. See what's out there biting as the sun is rising and as the sun is falling. During the middle of the day, hey, it's hit or miss. But again, remember, we had that weird wahoo bite where it was happening at the slack tide. So as we head further in Thursday, we're in the middle of the tide going out as the sun's rising, getting better as the weekend approaches, right? So as the weekend approaches, Saturday into Sunday, that tide's going to be pulling out. That means get out there and fish the mouth of that jetty. Also, if you are a jetty fisherman, a pier fisherman, an inlet fisherman, these outgoing tides, this is what you want to fish. Don't ever fish a jetty or an inlet on the incoming tide. You won't catch anything. The fish are not there. The fish bite on the outgoing tide. It pushes out the sediments. The bait fish come in and eat the sediments, and the predators come in and eat the bait fish. That is how jetty fishing and inlet fishing works. Again, that's why people fish the inlets and troll them and do their bottom fishing and jigging and drifting outside because of this water flow that happens in the morning hours. And this is a good way to approach that. All right, folks, that is our fishing report and our weather report for this week. Hope you had fun. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned a little bit something about there. And to those tool bags that dumped everything that they had in their boat in the water, listen, that video has been seen millions of times. I'm sure there's going to find you and there's going to be some repercussions. So hopefully you're happy with showboating the way you did. All right, folks, that about does it for this episode. Till next Tuesday. It's been fun. The South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report. Going wherever the cool wind takes us.